Oh, hello. Didn't hear you there. Welcome to the channel. My name is Jage. Today's video is going to be about sound cues. So let's go.
Nice to meet you, I hope that you enjoy the show. I'll entertain you, and then I'm off back down the road. I'll try to please you, and hope that you can get my jokes. I want attention, and then I want to leave alone.
So today's episode, number 11, is going to be about sound cues. So this will cover what you can hear and what the enemy can hear you do, and it'll also dispel a couple of myths about what you think the enemy can hear but they can't. I'm going to need some help for this, so I have recruited Junkie Vomit.
Hello.
And he's going to help us talk through all the sound cues and stuff. So let's get into it. Episode 11, we're going to be talking about the scopes first and what you can hear. So apologies for the mic audio. We've tried to record this video yesterday and it screwed up and it was a big waste of time, and it's the holidays, so we just want to get this video done and move on with our lives. So Junkie will be demonstrating this. First one is scopes. As you can see, all the scope weapons here. Every scope, the enemy can hear you scope. So if Junkie wants to give us a wee preview of the AUG first. You can hear him scope in and out, so if you're around a corner or anything like that, you know the enemy's either got the AUG or the SG with this noise. Next one would be the op and the scout. You can hear them scope. It's a slightly different noise, so you should be able to tell the difference between, say, an AUG and an AWP. And the scout sounds the same, so you don't need to do that. And the auto sniper sounds the same as well. There you go. So
Shut up.
so these three sound the same, and the AUG and SG sound the same, so you should be able to tell the difference if it's these guns or these guns, and that should help you in matches. Right, next we'll go on to reloading. So obviously, as you would expect, when an enemy is reloading, if you want to reload for us, mate, you can hear the multiple clicks. I just want to add to that, but I see a lot of people doing the quick switch. So they'll start reloading and then do the quick switch, and they think that it masks the whole reload, but it doesn't. So if I do it, I'll do it in Junkie Vomit. You can tell me if you can hear any reloading, right?
Cool. Aye.
Aye, you can
Heard the
hear it.
magazine drop.
Aye, cool. So it's kind of the same as just a full reload. You can still hear it. Maybe more clicks you heard there. But you can still hear it either way. The only thing I can think of that people do this for, apart from the people that think you can't hear anything, is if maybe you're if you're running and you start reloading, you can like mask the sound of where you are at the end, but if you're running you can hear footsteps, so even then I don't know why people do it. Maybe it's an OCD thing or something. But we'll get you to do it. You can fire a gun and reload, since you love quick switching.
I can't say that.
I'll bleep that, don't worry.
Aye, sure you will. That's just put me off. What did I do it?
Stop saying f off.
I can't help it. You took a piss at me and I said off. Oh, that again.
Right, so next we've got ledge drops, the audible noise it makes when you come off of walls and stuff like that. I think most people know, if you can hear yourself dropping, then the enemy can hear you dropping. So the best thing to do is try and find a lesser height to come off of, so you don't make the drop noise and the enemy can't hear it. So just to double check that. Junkie Vomit, can you hear this drop? No, you can't hear it.
No.
Right, but you can obviously hear this.
Aye.
So just be aware how high you're coming off of ledges and stuff like that. If you can hear the drop, they can hear the drop. Could do a wee example here as well with you if you want. Can you hear it? And that's the higher drop, so you can hear that. But it's more just be aware, because if you hear it in certain maps, you know somebody is in a certain position. If I'm round this corner here and I hear a drop, I know that somebody has dropped off of this wall. So you can use it in wee situations like that, you know, like he's not going to be standing away at the back here. So aye, that's dropping. Right, so next is the grenades. I'll start off by saying that when you pull the pin, it makes a noise for you, but the enemy can't hear it. So maybe that was in previous Counter-Strikes, or maybe even this one in a previous update, but I don't know. But you can't hear when somebody pulls the pin, so feel free to do that if you think an enemy's close, because they can't hear you. Next we'll do what the grenades sound like in the air to begin with, and then off the wall, right? So Junkie Vomit, if you want to chuck, do an incendiary. Oh, in fact, just ignore me. Right, so that's an HE, just sounds normal. Do an incendiary. You can hear the fire whooshing through the air with that, so you should know that that's coming. Do a smoke grenade next. Doesn't really make much difference from a normal grenade. Do a flashbang. Kinda the same as the smoke. So differences you might be able to tell is when they bounce off of walls and such. So if you want to start off with a normal HE grenade, so it's a very loud, like pingy, high-pitched noise for the HE grenade. If you hear that coming off a wall, just try and get away from it. If you want to do the smoke grenade and the flash are very similar, you might be able to pick up a difference, but let me know if you can hear a difference. So if you want to start with the flash grenade, kind of not as high pitched, and the smoke grenade. So they're quite similar, there's slight difference, but both of them are lower than an HE grenade. So if you hear this noise, there's a good chance that somebody's trying to flash you or throw a smoke. So it's always good to just maybe turn out the way if you think it's going to be a flash. I think that's everything, isn't it? The decoy grenades, nobody really uses them, so that's what they sound like, kind of similar. Aye, that's the grenades. The next sound cue is the bomb plant and bomb defusal. So when a terrorist plants the bomb, the CT can hear the beep, but he can't tell the difference if the bomb gets planted, if you're going for the full plant or if you're just making the beep noise and faking it. Obviously he'll be able to tell the bomb is planted when it's planted, because everybody gets told that on the screen. But if you want to fake plant the bomb, you can just make sure he hears the beep noise and then like pop out when he's coming to get you. But that's all he can hear is the beep noise. He can't hear like the bomb hitting the ground or anything like that, so keep that in mind. Next would be the defusal. Right, so the next one's the diffuse. So when I plant this bomb and the CT diffuses, it's kind of similar. He can go onto it and fake it, because the terrorist can only hear the beeps for him to defuse. Whether he stays on it or not, you won't know till the very end. A good thing for this while we're in this situation is if you put the 10-second music volume on in your settings, it will tell you when there's 10 seconds left before this bomb goes off. Also 10 seconds left of the round as well. So there's that music coming on now. So he's got 10 seconds to defuse it. That could help you in a match if you know that he doesn't have a defuse kit in situations like that. So when this round restarts, I'll show you how to put that music on. So just go into your settings here, go to the audio, and then scroll down to music, and on the music menu you can see here 10-second warning volume. I've got it at 7% because I can still hear the music. It doesn't have to be blaring in your ear, but that'll just tell you either when there's 10 seconds left in the round or there's 10 seconds to the bomb explodes, which is always handy. Right, so one more wee tip that I want to add in with sound cues and bomb plants and slash defusals is footsteps. So when you plant the bomb, if you fake it and then make a footstep, the CT should know that you can't plant it. It's the exact same for if the CT is going to defuse it. If he goes to defuse it, then makes a footstep, there's no possible way that he's still defusing. So if you're waiting round the corner and you don't know if he's going to defuse it or not, if you hear this noise, the footsteps, he's not on the bomb now. He needs to defuse again, so you'll hear the noise again. Always good for a 1v1 situation. Better players will probably shift walk after they've defused the bomb, after they've faked a defuse. So just keep that in mind. If you hear footsteps, don't peek out. So the next sound cue to look out for is when you're dropping guns. You can hear, the enemy can hear a gun being dropped. So drop your gun, junkie. Enemy can hear that. Same with the bomb. Tell me if you hear this.
Aye, sounds like
So-
a gun, but it's weird.
Aye, so that's kind of... I don't know if you could use that for it, maybe you can. But enemy can hear guns being dropped. What they can't hear is if you pick the gun up, run into the gun first actually. You can hear them pick the gun up if they run into it. If they walk into the gun, you can't hear them pick the gun up. It's the same with crouch as well. If you crouch and walk into the gun, you can't hear it. And from the last tips video, if they press E on the gun, they can't hear it. So you always want to be walking when you're picking up stuff, or at least pressing E on it. E's probably better because you can do it from further away. If you just pass a gun to your friend, pass me the gun, and he catches it, the enemy can't hear it as well. So just keep all that. Alright. Enemy can't hear it, so just keep that in mind. It's always good to be aware of when you're dropping guns, where you're dropping guns, and particularly when you're picking guns up, when maybe you're just in like a 1v1 situation or something and you don't want to give away your position. Just make sure you press E on it or walk into it or crouch into it to pick it up. Right, so the next sound cue would be for hostage maps, and what you can hear and what the enemy can hear. You can hear the hostage being taken. It sounds like a zip or something, but it's the same as the bomb plant and bomb defusal. The CTs can like stop halfway through if they want and stuff. So, but if you do hear that noise, and a hostage has been at least attempted to be taken. Once he actually takes the hostage though, it alerts you on the screen so you'll know that the hostage is taken. But if you do hear the zip noise, he's right next to the hostage at least. There is a when you're a CT and the hostage is on your shoulder, he does a creepy breathing noise in your ear, but nobody else can hear that apart from Junkie Vomit. And you like
Stop
that?
it.
You like that? So that's irrelevant for sound cues. That's just something to annoy you while you're rescuing a hostage. But while we're on this map, it reminded me that sound is like footsteps is different in every map. So this one's carpet, so it's like a spongy kind of soft footstep. This can be handy in matches as well, because if you're on a certain map, you'll know where somebody could be, because if you hear a footstep like now, I can hear him on the snow. If he's on a container, I can hear like a firmer footstep. So you want to just keep that in mind when you're hearing footsteps, what the actual feet are on, and that should help you out as well. Right, so another sound cue that everybody on the map can hear would be the graffiti noise. So if you'd want to spray a wee graffiti for us. Everybody can hear it. It's not just you, it's not just your teammates. So if you've got an OCD thing like me where you need to spray it every chance you get, just keep in mind that if you're potentially near somebody and you do it, you're just giving away your position. So try not to do that in situations that can get you into trouble. Moving on for that is the ladder. Since we're here on this map, the ladder, everybody can hear it if you go up it normally. But if you shift walk into the ladder, nobody can hear it. If you crouch walk into the ladder, nobody can hear it.
Stuck.
But obviously if you're running towards the ladder and then you shift walk, people will hear your footsteps before it, so keep that in mind as well.
If you do that.
And while we're here, I'll just add in that pulling your knife out, people can't hear it. They used to be able to hear it, but they can't hear it. But they can hear your knife swiping, so keep that in mind as well. Right, one last thing to add in just before we end the video is when you're switching guns, the enemy can't hear you switching no matter what you switch to, so don't worry about switching guns near somebody. If you want to do all the switching, junkie vomit and then. So apart from his keyboard on Discord, you can't hear any.
Sorry.
Apart from his broken keyboard on Discord, you can't hear him switching guns. So that's cool. Did that hurt your wee fingers? Yeah. Right, well, you're here, so I just want to say thanks very much for helping out in this video. Apologies again to everybody for the mic quality. It's usually my mic quality. Junkie Vomits is normal, but it's just the way it goes. The next video will be back to normal again. So thanks for watching, and I hope you liked the video. I hope you picked up at least a few tips. If you want to see more, please subscribe to the JH Wins channel. If you want to see more of Junkie Vomit, let me know. If you want to see less of him, feel free to let me know. And cheers!
Nice to meet you, I hope that you enjoy the show. I'll entertain you, and then I'm off back down the road. I'll try to please you, and hope that you can get my jokes. I want attention, and then I want to leave alone.